welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. Game week 3 is this weekend, Friday. Game week 2 would have just finished. Of course, we're going to take a recap, take a look at what went on, the points that we earned. I am joined by Paul and in studio with Rachel, our rookie for the season. Paul, how are you doing, bro?
Pressure. This week was a tough week.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very tough week. Of course, let's start off by showing what our channel's team did first and foremost. So 43, scrape 43, just one shy of the average, Paul. So we have some things to fix in the team, as you can see. So of course, James definitely has to be shipped out. We would have held on to our transfer, Paul, so we can facilitate 2 transfers. So immediately, what do we have to fix in this team, Paul?
Well, obviously, Rich James definitely has to go because he's out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So they need a replacement for him. Pedro, he didn't start last week, so that might be a issue there as well. They may have to remove Pedro because he's a rotation risk now, so you definitely need somebody to replace him.
Well, unconfirmed, that's a criteria, Paul. Unconfirmed, a little birdie 2 minutes before the show started told me that Enciso might be injured. He has a knee issue. So that might bring Joe back into contention there. Might.
Yeah.
Right? And it changes my whole show because you'll see in a minute, right? You'll see in a minute. That changes my whole plan, everything. Because if that is true now, maybe he might. But even without that, I'm thinking, based on who they're playing next, I think Joe would start because they didn't look too hot without him until March and October started doing their magic, right? So, of course, let's just take a quick gander at who's on top of the league, and then we'll go through some of the guys on the panel's team. So, of course, we have Kieran Richards, Game of Stones, funny name. He's on top so far this game week at the end of game week 2 with 69. So, of course, he started Edison, Estupinian, Saliba, Chilwell. So, of course, only Chilwell would have been the only upsetting score there for him. He had Mbeumo, he had Saka, Rashford, Bruno, and Mitoma. So, only Mitoma and Mbeumo holding up the midfield there for him, but a solid 16 from Mbeumo. No one will be upset with that at all. Of course, Captain Haaland, everyone would have, well, most of us would have done that. And of course, he had Watkins up top with Haaland. Nothing to cry about on the bench. So not too bad there from him at all. We can see who's second. Check out the top 3, Paul. Check out the top 3. So I know this gentleman here. This is Joshua. Plays darts with me. I actually played against him last night. So in our local darts league. So the Rising Sun. Maybe that's is that a hint to his political affiliations, but we won't go there, right? Ariola, of course. Wow, big punt. Ariola 10, Estupinian, Henry. Yeah, right? Not bad at all. He had Madison, which I know can't be upset with that. Good shot, but of course we hear now he may have a knock. He's 50% a chance of starting. I don't think there's anything.
There's an MCL strain.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That might be. It might not be that serious, but they might take precaution with that, seeing as he has a history with injuries.
Correct. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's not too bad. It's not too good. So that's why it's 50-50. So I guess that Madison might be someone he's trying to ship out or maybe bench for a while. Maybe, right? Maybe. If you had Madison, if he was in his position, Paul, would you ship out Madison?
I would wait to hear more news, and if there's anything, if it's not that serious, but he is due to miss this week. What I'll do is bench him.
Okay.
I see he has. Is it Udogi on the bench? I'm not
No,
seeing him.
Pedro Porro, Bell, and Archer.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna. If he had Udogi, he could start Udogi, but Pearl is starting these days as well, so you could just
Yeah.
switch in Pearl and play
Yeah.
a 4-4 and save the transfer for something else that might be pressing.
Yeah. I just want to thank all the viewers that are on so far. Don't forget, drop a like, share this with 5 of your friends. Let's help get the content going. Of course, guys, while I'm on that note, we are trying to get nominated for the Football Content Awards, right? Best New Content Creator and also Best in Fantasy Content. But we'll push more for the Best in New Content Creator. So you can head over. The link is below in the description. Head over to the footballcontentawards.com page. You're just going to look for how to vote. Look for the best in new content category and you put in the Fantasy Pavilion. You can also do it on their Instagram page as well. Just look for the Football Content Awards Instagram page and you're going to see a set of pictures. Look for the one that says best in new content and just tag us. You can go to our Instagram page and you see all the information in our stories for that. Thank you for your continued support, guys. So yes, Paul, but he doesn't have much fires. I guess Madison is his biggest fire right now in his
Yeah,
team. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. He had Saka, Matoma, and Bomo. And he captain Salah, brave. And they paid off, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. He
Yeah.
got through. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a salary team, I would have do that too. I would
Yeah.
have gone against the grain for that game. Seeing as it was Bournemouth they was playing.
Yeah. I'm not upset with that at all. All right. We can check out number 3 and then we could roll into our segment. So, of course, we have Andrew Roberts, week 12. All right. So, 65. He had Flecken, big up. He had Saliba, Estupinian, Chilwell. So, no one with the perfect defenders score so far. Mitoma, Saka, Martinelli, Mbomo. Jackson up top, very interesting. João Pedro and the captain Haaland, and nothing except, I guess, Udogi to cry about on the bench. Not too bad. Good team, solid team, good showing. The Jackson pick is an interesting one. Paul, I think too early for Jackson for you, or you would have liked to have him in the team.
Well, funny enough, I actually think he might be a good call this week.
Okay.
As Chelsea's fixtures looking very good. Starting with Luton Town on Friday, and then on top of that, he's been getting opportunities, getting chances. He just hasn't put them away, but that might change soon. So I think it's a good call to have him in your team, actually.
All right, I'm not too upset with that. All right, so let's take a gander now at how everyone did. So, of course, some of the panel would have sent their teams in. So, seeing as Antonio's in the comment section there already, we could show up Antonio's team. So, this is how Antonio did here for the game week. So, let's see what Antonio has. So, Antonio had Onana, 40 points first and foremost. He had Onana, Gabriel, Chilwell, Estupinian. So, once again, so I know Gabriel is a sore spot for a lot of people. Some people are trying to ship him out. Paul, you're one of those. Yeah, because we're not sure. We don't know. We're hearing the conflicting stories.
Yeah, he giving me a headache right now, but just thinking about it.
Yeah, sickening. And then, of course, we have Saka, Martinelli, Rashford, and Luis Diaz. And he captain Luis Diaz. So great shout there on him. But, of course, he needed some more help in the midfield to prop him up with the score with that captain pick. But great captain pick, right? Great captain pick for sure. That's a good shout there. What do you think about that shout, Paul? That was a good shout.
Yeah, you get through with that one. Once again, Liverpool against Bournemouth. Any one of those options, attacking options, will be a nice shout this week.
Yeah. But this time it was a little tighter than the last season. There was no 9-0 this time. Bournemouth gave a good account of themselves, started well. Yeah. Haaland, João Pedro, Jackson. So Salt up top. And he had Eze, Butman, and of course, Belden, Play, and Foster. So yeah. Tough day at the office there, Antonio. Feel that one for you, bro. Right. Of course, next up we had Kevin, one of our other panelists, showing us his team. So of course he had 61, scrape a nice 61. He had Turner. Most people went with the Turner because of course of the fixture, and of course he's bound to start. People were frightened of the Onanas and the Edisons. He had Gabriel Estupinian Caldwell. So good shot on the Caldwell there. People were trying it out. Of course, Martinelli Saka. He had Diogo Jota, Rashford, Mitoma. So decent there. So those two guys in the midfield what propped him up there for sure on the Estupinian hall. He had Alvarez and Haaland. So good shout on the Alvarez. Very brave to go double City at the top. But I guess because of the De Bruyne injury, Alvarez and Foden, those kind of guys are good shouts there, Paul, for sure.
Yeah.
Right, and of course, well, nothing to cry about in the bench, I guess, except the Tottenham defender. Maybe that might have set he would have made, 66? So not too bad there. Solid start there, Kevin. Well done. Right, Anthony say in this game it was painful. Odegaard on Pedro, bro. Saka, yeah, on Pence. Yeah, boy, bro. I know that messed people up. What he said in the post-match interview was that he asked Saka for it. And Saka said, all right. And Odegaard has been doing very well in training, but Odegaard can say that. I think that he might be on Pence because Saka's been a little shaky, yeah? And I can say that as an Arsenal fan. He's been a little shaky. So I think that there might be switches. So don't get too comfortable if you're thinking, right, I'll bring in Odegaard, he on Pence, bam, Saka might be on Pence the next time, right? I think that's what
I believe Martinelli and all asked to take the penalty.
Right,
well.
you see?
So he was going forward and asked to take it, and then Odegaard came and said, hey, let me take it.
Right. So, of course, 52 points. So, Paul, you're here already. Walk us through the team. Talk to us. Where you think you missed out and where you could have improved on this team?
Yeah, boy. Tough week. I mean, I didn't really get much from, well, I had to now as my keeper. So, went off, of course, there one time. I was expecting a clean sheet there. Didn't get anything from the defense, really. I have the same problem with Gabriel, where I stuck with him. I brought in Chilwell to see if I could have gotten some points there, but, well, we all see how that happened with Chelsea. Estupinian came through for me. Foden came through for me. That was good. That was a good pick. I had him from the beginning. And so I was glad to get through with the bonus points and the assist there. And, yeah, who else, boy? Mbuemo was a good shout. Pedro, well, you see what happened there. He came on late and he got a yellow card, so that hurt. And yeah, that was all she wrote. Didn't really get anything else. The Arsenal boys, Filmer and Rashford blank. So yeah, there's pressure all around.
Pressure all around.
Yeah. But I mean, it was not a bad score. It was kind of decent. It was above average, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Big up my boy here. Big up Antonio, of course, and of course, big up Anna. Anna says she GT with the Odegaard points. Okay, yeah, right. Well, move on. We don't want to hear. Kick out. But well done, Anna. Good one. Richie Poo, points wise. How you did this week? 32. Right. I know. Yeah. So this is our rookie Rachel. We're trying to help her get to the top 100K over the season. It's been a bit, rocky. Because of course, trying to teach us in assets. Who was your top scorer on the team? Estupinian. Right. Don't worry, we'll fix that team. We'll get you hitting that 80 mark in the next game week. All right. So guys, we are about to jump into our show and our segment. So that was just a quick recap on what our teams did, on what the guys' teams did. So let's take a quick gander now. Paul, you ready for this segment?
Yeah. Ready, set, go.
Buy, sell, hold, Paul. Now, I've tried my best to put together a nice graphic, and I put together my buy, sell. No, not just for my team, but just in general, Paul. Now, before you give us your own and whatnot, let me know what you think about, is this fair? Now, I know you're watching some names and like, right? Anybody in the comment section, let me know. So, Paul, break this down for me. Do you agree with this that I put together here?
Yeah, this is not bad actually. The buy, wissa. I hope I pronounced his name right. That's a good buy. He's been definitely influential for Brentford. In the goals that they've gotten so far. He and Mbuemo. And he comes in at a good price too, 6.6, I think right now.
Yes.
If I'm mistaken, yeah.
No, that's 6.1. It's quite 6 already. That one, hold on, is already 6.
Yeah, started at 6.5. It's 6. Okay, sorry, well, my bad. Well, 6.1. Well, 6.1.
I know that. Yeah.
I think I'm mixing him up with Mbuemo.
Mbuemo, yep.
Yeah, because both of them have been so well. I mean, he's the sole striker now with Tony out, and yeah, he's a good option if you're looking for a nice mid-range, mid-price forward up top to pair with Haaland. Yeah, I feel like Wizza is the one to go with.
Yeah.
So that's a good yeah, good option in the buy department. I would also look at Jackson too. Jackson is another good one to look at. As I said before, good fixtures for Chelsea. He's been getting in good positions. Watkins as well. If you don't have Watkins, could be a good buy as well. They have a nice little schedule, and you know how Watkins provides goals to Aston Villa as well too. He's like their talisman.
Yeah, I like that shout. Yeah.
So that's just a few others I would consider as well.
All right, sell now. So you agree with myself? Too
Um,
soon? Too harsh?
too soon. If you have Salah in your squad right now, I would stick and stay. Um, that being because the schedule isn't tough to say. I mean, they have Newcastle next, and I believe that's a away game. But he has a good history against Newcastle. And I mean, it's Salah. Salah is always in and around the points. He's always coming up with either a goal or assist for Liverpool. He's still the main man for Liverpool, I feel, and you should hold on to him for now. You know, that's my opinion. If you're
No
looking to
problem.
sell somebody, Gabriel, uh, definitely with that rotation
Right. Risk.
they have right now with Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I was saying Pedro before, but as I said before, in Cisco could be injured, so maybe you hold on to him as well. Who else you could sell? Can't think of anybody else really who might be a selling point
Well,
right now.
I guess it means sales if most people did what we told them to do and they, what they know, the rules, the golden rule, if they held on to their transfer to have two for this game week, I guess those that still have Reese or held on to Stones just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have that extra. Of course, there's an automatic sales for sure. Right?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
does any of the Manu assets fall into that? Because you see have Rashford hold only because, of course, his fixture. That's why I put him as hold. But do you think those are him and Bruno as sells, or you agree with the hold?
Yeah, I agree with you, whole. Reason being, one that fixture against Nottingham Forest that they have at home looks very juicy. I mean, yes, Man United has been struggling, but it's not for lack of trying. And Rashford and Bruno themselves have had some opportunities to score. It's just been a bit unfortunate, I find, in the
Right.
early going. So I would hold at least one more week and see how it goes. If you have one or the both of them. In my case, I have Rashford, so I will hold. But yeah, I feel it's a good reason to hold. Just watch and see what happens in the Forest game, and then make a decision moving forward. So if you have the two free transfers, what you could do is probably roll if you have no other fires to put out, and then in the next week, you have the option of taking out. If you have the both of them, taking out one or both of them, seeing as they have Arsenal in game week 4, or you could just make one transfer and then do another transfer elsewhere
Yeah.
and see if at least they put against Arsenal.
Hopefully not. Shimmy, thanks for
Yeah, I
coming
know you
in,
would
bro.
hope not. I
Thanks
know
for
you would hope
jumping
not.
in. Yeah, of course I don't hope not. But you like to play against us like never before. Big up
Yeah.
Shamir for coming through. Shamir,
What's going on?
you
What's
see
going
any
on?
graphic up on the screen, we put in the fire one time. You
Mm.
have any contenders, any buy sell hold contenders, or you agree with this, or you want to drop someone, or you don't want to agree? Let me know what you think before we move on.
I heard Paul talking about not selling Salah if you have him, and I agree totally because only when Liverpool decides and to make a transfer for that six and that position kind of solidifies is when we really will see Salah's true potential within this team because during preseason when they were playing the system with Trent and I think Fabinho was playing at some point in time, Salah was in and around the goals, in and around the attacking areas more often. And with the new system now, Fabinho hasn't played the last 2 games. Liverpool struggle defensively, and that kind of affects Salah playing more wide and not being able to influence the play a lot more. Right? He had one chance in the assist against it was the first game week, I believe, the assist he put on, right? And you can see potential already there. So I don't think it should sell him if you have him because the options below him, he'll have to significantly downgrade to pick up any kind of quality points in terms of moving down to 6.5 for Mitoma, or who else is a good buy, or Solly Match, right? Or even Mbemu. You lose all our value has to go somewhere, right? And you don't have it sitting in your bank. You'll lose money there. You'll lose the effectiveness of your money. So only possibility is that probably moving him on to like Son, but that remains to be seen how effective Son will be in his new system and is under his new manager. So I don't think selling Salah right now makes sense, right? If you have him, hold him. I would quicker sell Rashford, right? Only because I haven't seen United play how we expect them to play and how they played last season, and they aren't as effective going forward right now. They're still working on the kinks of their new team and playing, fitting the Mason Mount in our team. Anthony is, if not one of the worst buys we have seen in a while. In his current form, he could prove me wrong going forward in the future, but in his current form, it's not looking good for them right now. He wasted money. So I don't think if Rashford is the one that they counting on to score the goals, and if Ericsson isn't in his side like last season, which he isn't right now, I think the team structure itself and the balance of the team, it's not making sense. It's not making sense for them right now. So I would sell my Manu assets going forward. Defensively, you probably have a better shot, but going forward, I will keep them.
So you do think Salah too expensive just to begin 1 goal and an assist, bro?
No, well, here's the thing, right? If you have him in a team already, right? Who you moving him on to, right? I'll ask you guys, like who you sell Salah to? What's the next move? Because
Well,
selling
if
Salah
you
is literally
if
a
you
team
don't have
transfer.
but if you don't have March, if you don't have Mitoma and Bomo, it have other men that's sparking up. Foden and all looking solid, and Foden looking
Well, right,
short as hell.
so
That's just my, playing devil's advocate, because
no,
obviously,
well,
if you have
I would
Salah,
say
I
I would
think
say
he
the same
saved the
thing.
money. Yeah, the money from because Salah's so expensive. If you're downgrading so low, it's like all that money. What you're going and do with it now?
Wait,
Like you
exactly.
have to
So
make
what's the
multiple
balance?
transfers to
Correct,
balance
correct.
out team. Yeah.
Correct, Paul. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I would say if you want to change up your team a little bit, you have 2 free transfers. You have Salah in your team, and you're missing the key men who are in hot form right now, March, Mitoma, and Mbemo, right? Or even if you're trying to get onto a new striker, you're gonna change out João Pedro to somebody else higher above, right? Or you don't have Haaland in your team, take your 2 transfers and move him on. But if you have your team balanced already, right? It don't make sense selling Salah, drop all that money, and you have that 5 million in your bank sitting. It kind of like you're wasting the 5 million, 4 million in your bank. What are you already doing with it? Don't sell them for 1 game week. They go on, who they play next? I can't remember. That's my team, switch them up.
Newcastle. I think it's
They play
Newcastle.
Newcastle next, right? And
Yeah, it's a away game. Yeah.
it's our away game, so it touch on go on that team because Newcastle's
Mhm.
a good team, right?
Very good team.
So it's either you sell him now, use the two transfers, take a hit if you have to, and get rid of him, but balance the team, or keep him for his run of fixtures that he will have, because he's somebody that will always pop in with a goal and an assist every so often, every game or so. So
All right, cool, no problem with that.
But
Moving.
that's
All right.
a point Samir is now making
yeah,
in terms of with Man United. There's a little, well, you can say it's a blessing in disguise, in that Mount, they announced that Mount is injured. So
okay,
maybe it changes things a little bit, going back to reverting to the midfield from last year with the combination of Casemiro and Bruno. So maybe things might,
yeah,
change
that's true.
respect. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
Where
love
you
that.
might and also, if you put Rashford back out on the left and either Martial or well, I don't know if Hoyland fit to start yet,
Right.
but
Yeah,
Martial or Sancho, then it might be make um, the option Rashford better playing in his more preferred position of left wing.
that's a good
So
point, Paul,
it
That's a
because
still
very
works
good
out.
I
shout.
agree. That's a good
Yeah,
point. That's a good point
I'm not vexed
because
with that shout.
Yeah.
Ericsson
So
kind of plays as a tempo setter in our team in a way. Not Casemiro, but Ericsson. When last season, Ericsson set the tempo and played the passes that break the lines a little bit, right? Until where Rashford would now hook onto it and score, right?
yeah,
And even
yeah,
so, Rashford was his best as a supporting role striker versus the main focal striker in that team.
yeah,
So when Hoyland
exactly,
does
exactly.
come on, it begs the question: do we now switch back onto Rashford? Take him out of your team, wait for Hoyland to start, and let's see how Rashford does with a actual striker partner versus now move him out of your team. So that could be an option to going forward thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's a wait and see. A wait and see.
Definitely, definitely.
For me personally, yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So of course you have some transfers to discuss. Again, I just put something together. Of course, we could discuss further. Right now, so this is one slide, and then I have another one. Right, so I'll break it down. So of course, I have Gabriel to Villarreal, then I have João Pedro to Wissa. I have Salah to March and James to Henry. All right, so we could discuss. Of course, you can suggest any different alternative picks that you have, of course. And I try to make sure the price is in there as well, because of course that's a key factor now. We would have missed if you miss price rises or price drops, that might hamper.
Like me.
Right? Yes, might hamper your chances. You know, which is why it might be too bad to at least have a 2 or something in the bank. Right? Not as high as the 5 as you mentioned before, but just to help you with it. So I don't know, Paul, if you want to you agree, disagree, Gabriel to Vardiol or any. Of course, I know. Why do I have a City defender there? Why, Jared? You're so stubborn. Why do you have this Pep roulette? Why you go in there? But I think it's a safe bet.
Yeah, actually, short term it might not be a bad bet. Because Pep wants to integrate him in. Well, by the way, Pep not even going to be on the sideline, but I know he will still be pulling strings. So I think he had a back surgery.
Yes, he did.
Like
for 2 weeks or so.
Like two weeks from that,
yeah.
But that being said, I think he still wants to integrate. I hope I'm not butchering the name. Vardiol into the team. So he might play a few games at first, and then probably you might see the Pep really taking an effect when they go on international break and with the more European games coming along as well. But for now, it does seem like a bad transfer, Gabriel to Guardiola, and as City has some nice games coming up too, Sheffield United and Forest. So the schedule is looking real good to get some sleeps.
Yeah, because I do see him taking like huge risks against if it was a bigger team. Now we know he likes to think and overthink when he's playing these kind of teams, like Arteta trying to do these days. But yeah, I think is a safe transfer. You have an alternative, Gabriel to someone else? I know Shamiro Paul. You have an alternative, a different anybody else? Gabriel to anybody else?
Maybe at Chelsea if you don't have Chilwell as yet, or for those who already have Chilwell, if you want, you could try and double up on Chelsea defense. I know they didn't look great against West Ham, but the schedule, as I said before, it easing up. So you could maybe go in that direction of going with like a Colwell or this guy who's filling in for Reece James, Gusto.
So
he's only 4 million, so even cheaper into Chelsea defense, and he playing on the right wing back row. So that could be another alternative as well. If you want to, I mean, there's always a risk. There's always a risk going double up on a defense. So, but there's another alternative.
All right,
or a Spurs defender as well could do too. Like Udogie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great shout, actually. Great shout. Of course. So next,
we did in our articles, by the way. Jared,
yes.
On Premier Fantasy Tools, we did mention Udogie since preseason. So
yes, correct. And he coming up trumps. He gets taking his chances.
Yeah.
João Pedro to Wissa. Now again, as I said, Paul, to you earlier in the show, the birdie broke the news just after I did all these graphics and hard work. So of course now if the NCSO news is true, that may change this. But you as a João Pedro owner, Paul, are you keen to dump him right away, or you have other fires to put out, or you have to get rid of him?
Well, all right, I'll actually lay it in on my move because I already made the move. I sold Pedro already. As I said before, talking about the rotation as well with Brighton. But not only that, I was focusing on bringing in Jackson for that nice little fixture run. I know we look at form and fixtures and try to, but he's threatening. He's getting in threatening positions. He has a good XG. It's just that he has been unlucky. He hasn't found the back of the net yet. But I feel like with his schedule easing up for Chelsea, I think he will score. So I made a move and went from Pedro to him. The other thing too, besides the rotation risk that I was thinking about before the Enciso injury, was the fact that Brighton's fixtures after this week get a little tougher.
Okay.
So yeah, I had that in the back of my head as well when I was making my decision.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't see any fixtures being tough for Brighton, but I understand where you're coming from. The way Brighton play right now, except when they meet City or Arsenal or something like that, but the way they
Yeah,
play right now,
they have a few tricky
yeah,
games. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I just find it made sense to make that move. That was really the only fire besides the Gabriel fire that I had
Right,
to put.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
solid. Right. So then I had the just playing being mischievous. I had Salah to match. I think that might be the best move, if not Mbomo as well. Salah to Mbomo, Salah to match. If someone is being feeling inclined, or if not Salah, but Bruno or Rashford, if you feel that you're losing your patience with them before the Nottingham game, I think that could be a swap there. Rashford to March or Bruno. Again, I'm holding on to them only because I want to see I want to be patient. It's only game week 3. You get rid of them and they pot. I'll hold on. And then, of course, I have James to Henry, right? Now, Shamiran, if you want to, we already broke down the Salah, but just in terms
Yeah.
of March as a replacement or any other midfield replacements I'm missing.
No, I mean, you mentioned before that these fellas in form, they in form. So if you want to catch your form, you can, I suggest you make a move, but there's always a caveat that one transfer is always you make a transfer, always keeping back your head that you have to make a transfer to bring back that player in, or maybe two,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So if you spread the cash around for after sell Salah, you have to make 2 transfers to get him back into the team when he does catch form again. Once Liverpool sort themselves out and he catches form, you need to spend the money to get him back. So just keep back in your mind, but March and Bremo, Mitoma, all these fellas are the fellas to get in the teams. I don't see why you wouldn't do it if your team balance is nice. You have 2 free transfers. I mean, it makes sense. I wouldn't discourage you from doing it, but I personally wouldn't do it because I set up my team out differently already. I have who I need to have already in my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm not vexed with that. Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't change him out yet. And for the James, the Henry, I'm not comfortable betting on Brentford clean sheets just yet because the keeper is still new, still figuring it out. But that being said, I think the fixtures were average going forward as well. So there's a possibility of clean sheets. So I would bet on it like it's like a 40% odds or something like that I saw from a tweet recently that they have of keeping a clean sheet. So Henry is actually a good shout. And then Paul also mentioned the fact that Gusto is only 4 million, right? Play on the right. If you want to double on the fact that you double Chelsea defense, interestingly enough, Chilwell came off at the 60th minute in the last game when they were losing, right?
Right.
And he was the captain for that game, I think, or something like that.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it looks as though Pochettino doesn't want to play a back 4 or a back 3, or actually no, a back 4, because he could have easily kept Chilwell and Gusto on the wing back position and take a midfielder. They decided to take out Chilwell. So I'm not too sure was his flexibility in terms of Chilwell and Gusto stay on the pitch for 90 minutes.
Right.
So that's just something to keep a note of. But Gusto being 4 million and James out for a while, he's a decent punt to have to take on just to chance it because Chelsea fixtures are good and Gusto looked pretty good in the game they played recently as well.
No, I'm not. You know me. I won't only put a defender there just for clean sheets. Henry is given a
He's attacking
return
as well. He's
right?
attacking as well. That's true.
And I want to be mischievous again, and I want to mention a name. Paul. No joke. No, I'm not just because of what he did last game. I watched him in game week 1 against us. Serge Aurier. I must say, don't laugh, looking pretty good, looking solid, making those attacking runs. And I'm pretty convinced that no matter the opposition that they're playing against, once Iwuni's on the field and always puts it in the ball for him, I think they could cause some
Yeah.
problems for some teams going forward. Obviously, you'll try to, if it's playing City, obviously you won't, go too gung ho. But given the other teams, depend on the fixtures they have, once it's their level, their mid-table level, I think Ori is a good shout, not just for the recent haul, but I watched him since game week one. He's going forward, he marshalling, he playing the full 90, and he whipping in some real good crosses. I don't know if you got to see him recently, Paul.
Yeah, of course. I was actually talking a little bit of the last game against Sheffield United, and yeah, he obviously got the two assists, and it was a good defensive effort from Forest. They actually are looking like a much more competitive team this year. It's not
Yes.
easy
Yeah.
for any team. It wouldn't be an easy 3 points, even for Manchester United and all. Although that's a home game for us. So we had to watch out for that. They also have this guy Tuilanga looking really good.
Very good.
Manchester United product. So yeah,
Mm.
Oreo is definitely one to watch, not just because of the assist potential, but defensively, Forest might actually cause some teams some problems as well.
Yeah, I fully agree. So we had a poll up. We'll have a poll up. So first I asked, who are you more inclined to bring in this game week 3? So I had Wissa as an option, Foden, March, and then Ketia. 50% went with Wissa, and 17 each for Foden, March, and then Ketia. All right. So guys, if you're in the chats and you didn't vote yet, take part in the poll. Let us know what you think. All right. Differentials. So of course you mentioned one of them just now there. Right? So this is just me putting forward. Of course, y'all will mention some different ones. So Alvarez, Kabori, and Iwoni, people to look out for this game week and maybe even further on. Alvarez for sure, Shamir. As of course, with the whole, no Bernardo, no Gundogan, and now, of course, De Bruyne is
Yeah.
injured. They haven't been able to pack up that midfield. Yes, they brought in Kovacic, but that's not really his role, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
more behind those guys.
Yeah.
Alvarez, I must say, is being a great deputy, doing his thing coming on, scoring,
Yeah.
assisting, doing things, not looking too bad. When you think Alvarez, decent shout or too much City?
Yeah. No, I know definitely the essential because his X minutes, so his expected minutes will be definitely higher now that City is lighter in that midfield and they need some a body. Pep likes to play with players he trusts, right? So he'll need a body that he knows system ready. I saw rumors of them linking towards Eze, bringing a new winger as well. Recently signed a new winger, I think, to confirm, I'm too sure, right? But at the moment, Alvarez at his price point, right? He is definitely somebody who I think will get more minutes, more opportunities, and especially playing off of Haaland scraps. I think he could definitely do well in the next coming game weeks until Pep does his thing again and change up his side and do something differently. But for now, next couple game weeks, I think Alvarez is a good shout.
Yeah, until he drops him, I put Cole Palmer behind Haaland. Yeah,
Yeah,
things like
and
that.
just randomly train somebody new from the academy and say, hey, take a sweat. So
And funny enough, he made no subs in the last game, so something to note. Paul,
yeah,
Kabore, Luton. Again, you only played one game, but he looked really good in that first game. Was finding his forwards, it's just the forwards to do the rest. Blistering runs up and down the field. I think he's a decent, at least for his price point, it can't go wrong. Put him on the bench. If you have 3 solid guys to start, you can put him on. And in case one of them doesn't start, you have Kabore. I think for the price point, not bad. And for his stats, and for the potential of returns, because as I said, it look really, really good. Just like how I feel about Sergio Aurier. I don't know what you think, Paul. Kabore, in your plans at all, on your radar, you want to see more from him first?
Well, I mean, judging, I didn't really get a good look at him. Well, I took in the Brighton game a little bit. But judging from what I saw, he looks good. He looks like a good call. He's not in my plans per se, but if it is you're looking for people who looking for an enabler, who
yeah,
plays, he's a good shout. I think a lot of people actually own him because of that fact. that he's only
Yeah.
4 mil. He's starting for
Yeah.
Luton Town. You know,
That I actually own him. So yeah, that is
yeah.
actually reasons why.
Yeah, he's
That's exactly
decent.
why. Yeah.
And you never know, with all these injuries happening and or rotation, he could play a part at some point in time. So yeah, he's a good differential shot for sure.
Yeah. Big up Raul, my vice captain from my dad's team on the chat. Thanks for coming through, bro. We know about talking only Manu players. Convince us not to keep our Rashford or Bruno, Raul. Thanks. Right. And of course, yeah, so I agree with everything you said. And for the price, he come like Gusto, I guess, but we didn't see Gusto. I didn't see Gusto do what Kabore did, but he looked good. He looked good. Can't compare them
Now
at
Gusto
all.
looked good as well in that game.
But he
So
looked
I
good.
would say
He looked good.
yeah.
But for me, but it's either one.
Yeah.
Either one. Same
Mhm.
great price point to have there. It's great to have
Mhm.
someone at that price point starting, not just there as fodder. So that's really good.
Mhm.
That's good. And you never know, he might get some returns eventually and price might go up. So it's good to have him early. All right. Of course, so Ewoni. Now we all looking for the cheap strikers to be next to Haaland, because right now we're not dropping Haaland unless something really unforeseen happens. The transfer window is still open. Just joking. But except barring something real bad or Pep going insane, that pain from his backside and mad, Haaland is inside for sure, for sure. And we're looking for someone. We still, some of us not too sure about Joe. Ewoni so far has been the most consistent. Let me make sure. Yes, most consistent striker, along with Wissa, so far for the start of the season. Yes, only 2 weeks, but we're looking at consistency, even with limited minutes, my new fellas, right? Limited minutes, because let's not forget he only came on in the 95th or 98th minute against us in the first game. He started in the second game, didn't play the full 90, but got his goal. So, I think at that price, not too bad. I mean, of course, a little pricey, but not too bad. Joe Pedro's around that price. We said we
He's
said
a
cheaper.
he's a million more expensive. So
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but his price rose because he
Yeah,
do
no.
anything. He do anything.
Yeah.
Right? He do anything.
So
Men was getting excited about
he's
Isak, so
yeah. He has 2.2 goals in 2 games, right? He had 10 goals last season. 10 goals in his debut season with Nottingham Forest in Premier League, right? Just take it in terms of who he playing for and who he played against in season, right? And so much changes, limited minutes, plenty changes, plenty rotations, right? So I expect him to hit 10 goals again this season. So for your second striker or your third striker, 10 goals roughly is what? 50 points already, right? Plus the minutes, right? Because he is possibly a 100-point second striker easily, right? So as a cheaper option, I mean, it's not really now a basic question: who is better than that in that position in terms of who you want to take a chance on? Now you have Alvarez, who's higher potential, higher returns, same position, right?
Yes.
But if you want to play safe, like you are Awoni and get 100 points over the season as a differential, and he will give you a higher swing rise versus other players like João Pedro or Isak, right? But Isak, again, is over potential versus secured points. So Awoni maybe 100 secure points. You never know. But I like him as an option because 10 goals last season, 2 goals already in 2 games. He has the opportunity to score again against Manu. He's a early dominant striker, right? And Ore, and I think they signed a new right back or left back. Mentioning
Yes, from
this fella,
Sevilla. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
winner. I don't know how he'll affect Nottingham Forest playing style and formation and picks, but or maybe threatened by him. I don't know. We'll wait and see as well, right? Because
Well, not
he's a
in
right back
form here, but yes, good point. Good point.
but he's a right back in normal playing as well, right? So
Yeah.
a big question to see what happened there. But I think he's a good shout. I think he's a good shout as a differential.
Yeah. Any other shouts before I move on? Anybody else other than, of course, I only put 3 on the screen. Anybody else? We mentioned a few. Any others?
Foden.
Right.
Foden called as well too. Also in the city, good price point. He's in and around. He's a big part of what they do. He had a great game against Newcastle, so he could be a good difference. I see a lot of is a popular transfer in right now actually, so he might not be a difference for too long again. But I mean, yeah. if you want to get a jump on the crowd, you could probably bring him in this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
back for that.
Yeah.
Now, I have no pictures for this one because this one is open. Right? I didn't
Mhm.
want to. All right. This one real simple. So besides Haaland, obviously, because he's gonna
Right.
score 5 against Sheffield, right? Let's be right. Besides that, obvious pick. Who are the other based on fixtures or form, whichever one you want to use? Shamir, give me at least 2 captain
Okay.
picks other than Haaland for this game week, please.
I mean, if you have Salah, you're kind of forced to put him as captain, right? Unless if you don't have Haaland, if you have somebody else other than Haaland, right? But honestly, looking at maybe somebody different, right? And I think you have to go. Who Arsenal playing? Fulham.
Right.
Fulham.
I think Fulham conceded some goals recently, and it's an option of Odegaard to being captain, because I think he's on penalties now. Saka gave up a penalty last week, right? He's the tempo setter again, and he may be a good shot and very differential. Odegaard, I don't think when people have him in their teams, so Odegaard may be a good shot, very very left field
Yeah.
pick, yeah.
Odegaard.
Yeah.
And I on pseudo pens now.
Well, that's exactly why I put him as the captain, because he had penalty last weekend, right? He may be on penalties again going forward, right? And I mean, he is always in and around the goals, whether it be providing the assist or actually finishing a move at some point in time. So he may be a very left field option for our captain.
Yeah.
But besides apart from the typical picks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, do you have any 2 you could give me that was different to what Shimmy mentioned?
Well, I was thinking Arsenal too, but I was gonna say Saka.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
just pick Odegaard because they're all different now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because of what he was referring to with Fulham, the defense is not the best. The game is at the Emirates Stadium, so
Yeah.
actually any one of the Arsenal Odegaard is a good call. Saka, Martinelli, any one of the attackers
Mm-hmm.
could come good for
Maybe
Arsenal.
I'll talk
this week.
about one, maybe Jackson from Chelsea, because people making that move.
Yeah,
Luton, it could very well be a good game for him. So he could be a very good differential captain.
Time bad enough, Shams.
yeah, that could be a good
Yeah.
shout out of the field, and I mean he's looking
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah. Good XG right now. So could
Yeah.
very well be a 2 goals in a game, and he shoot up the ranks with a captaincy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right, guys. So we have some fixing to do here. So what I did, I just set up the team in a way that I put all the players to play. But we have our 2 free transfers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the team to fix. This is the YouTube team. So I'll just call it out quickly. So we have Edison. I put Edison in because he's playing Sheffield, right? So Estepinian, Gabriel, Kabori. I just put him in only because he is playing. But of course, we could change that. Right, Diaby, Saka, Rashford, Salah, Mitoma. Of course, I left the cap on Haaland and Joao Pedro up there. The bench is Turner, Mubama, Baldock, and James. So, of course, the obvious thing is to get rid of James, but I'll let you all, we could discuss it. I'll open up the transfer section one time. We have our 2 free transfers, guys. What are your thoughts there? You could go in any order. What you want to do? Or what you think we should do? What's your approach, your best approach? Comment section, you can let me know as well.
James,
yeah, have to go.
Yeah, have to go. Because anyway you look at it, you will have to use the transfer at some time.
At some time,
right? Yeah, might as well use it now.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like it's 10 game weeks in. He was blistering up the place and it's right 2 weeks and you're holding them like, oh well, a few seasons ago with Trent. When everybody wanted to drop Trent, and I was like, hold on, right? So it's not like that. It's only game week 2. So yes, definitely drop him. So who is the main candidate that we want to bring in?
Well, I would actually go sideways and just bring in Chilwell one time, from Chelsea, because to me, but this run of fix once again. I mean, I keep harping on about the fixtures, but the run is really good for Chelsea, and you just need a defender there who could could give you points. I mean, Chilwell is probably the most attacking defender in the game right now. So yeah, he makes the most sense to bring into your team. And
Yeah,
then
because
when you do that, you could start him instead of starting Kabori. I mean, yes, we highlighted how good Kabori is, but Chelsea's running up against Luton. So only chances of them keeping a clean sheet will be kind of, especially at the game at Stamford Bridge, would be kind of.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I would put
Mm-hmm.
the start well instead.
yeah, because the next three fixtures: Luton, Bournemouth, Nottingham. Well,
Liverpool.
Nottingham then Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So,
But in terms of
but so they could definitely concede against Nottingham, right? I not seeing that,
no, not
and
Bournemouth,
then
yeah.
you never know the Bournemouth and the So all right, so
Yeah.
Shemi, you agree? I only putting in someone you fully agree with. You agree with that, Chilwell
No,
shout?
I mean, I just playing, I just playing for heights in terms of what if you play Gusto instead? Take your money from your James Cell and try to bump up João Pedro and Bomber to Wissa, and you kind of get a 2-in-1 kind of special there in terms of you get a second playing forward. You have Gusto to hold the line until they could figure out to drop João Pedro and move to Chilwell afterwards when Chilwell price drops back down to 5.5. It could be very interesting playing on like that because you have the two moves, right? You have no money in the bank, right? You want to play around your team a little bit. It could very well be you do like that, and you still get the opportunity of getting Chelsea clean sheet with Gusto. You have attacking potential as well, not as much as Chilwell, like Paul
Right.
was saying, but it's again you might get something there. But then you're also adding in a Brentford attacker on top of having since you don't have Mbemo already, right? You get the play inside Brentford there with that in the attack. So it could
All
be an
right.
option.
Yeah, Paul, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing I'm studying too is besides the James issue with the injury, Gabriel, is he going to
Yeah,
start that
it's true.
thing? So I don't know if you might want to address that as well. But I mean, yeah, good idea with picking Gusto instead because then you're saving the money and you have another potential
Yeah.
attacker in him, and you could switch out Gabriel to get
Yeah.
somebody
But
like a little
that's
more
just if you're
expensive.
being real risky. But if you want to play it safe and in terms of making more sensible transfers,
Yeah,
I think Paul
yeah.
is right. You go Chilwell if you have the funds and really beef up your defense to get our next actual playing to defender that will bring you the points you're looking for. So
Well, see,
Yeah,
I like the Shamir shout because yes, Gabriel unseasoned, but he gets in the 2 point here, whatever. Because okay, so I watch an opinion. Let's say bring in Gusto. So let's say we go wild. We play 3-4-3, we bench the Abbey, we bring in Wissa for Mubama, if that's possible. It
mm,
should be possible, right?
mm-hmm,
With the how much you save. So we play 3-4-3. So we still keep the Joe. So in
mm-hmm,
case Joe do something there, we have the Holland, we have the Mubama. And then we,
mm,
we roll from there. Because right now, I don't know if it's a right if it's a positive move to go for two defenders unless we really have to. Yes, Baldock there, but we could always just chuck him to the side. We still have
mm-hmm,
Gabriel, we still have Kobori.
mm-hmm.
And at least this time we have a playing striker that for sure will be contributing and bringing in points. So
Yeah,
I'm not averse to that plan.
yeah.
But then as you say,
And
mhm,
that actually makes sense. And you know what,
that's a good reason as well.
Gabriel might start, because
Yeah,
Tomiyasu got a
red card.
red card and he should be suspended for this game
Yeah.
yet.
yeah.
So
And I'm
that
not
might
sure if they
make
yeah.
Tinker again and he might start
Yeah.
this game. So
And I
I'll take the
think
chance. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play it risky and try to catch it early, I think might as well take a risk because Chilwell's also pretty expensive at 5.7. James was
Yeah,
5.4 was
that's
selling,
makes
so
sense.
we don't know what kind of funds you really have at the moment to make those moves anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So you kind of think about that a little bit too to see what the funds are looking like before you make those transfers because these loss in value is really hurt you in terms of your selling, your team movement, your team transfers. Loss in value is pressure you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you don't want to hold on to an injured person too long. Exactly. Well,
definitely
all
not.
right, so let's make a
Definitely not.
move.
So
So,
James
Gusto.
Gusto.
All
Yeah.
right. So, Gusto, mucho gusto. Hopefully, we're saying that at the end.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
I
move
don't think they have
on.
enough funds though.
Oh, that is the trick there now.
That's the problem.
That
You
is the
might try to
trick.
sell João Pedro for wissa if you're doing that.
Ooh.
And that is it. That's the other kind of like think about.
Yeah, no, see that have a bit uneasy there, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
get rid
Even
of
if you sell
Jawa.
James, you can't get Chilwell either way because you
Yeah.
got the funds.
Yeah, because of the price point.
Yeah, because of the price points. It's pretty tough.
Ooh, we saw.
You can get Nketiah if you want.
What is he with the so at this point now?
Yeah.
That's the trick there now.
I mean,
We think
Nketiah
You see.
has looked good, for Arsenal
He
so far.
has. He
He had the
has.
post,
Doesn't look
he had
bad
the
at
post in
all.
the last game against Crystal Palace,
Yeah, he
and
doesn't look too bad at all.
game. So
I don't know, Jared. I don't know.
all right. If we don't do that, what about if we stick to the 3-5-2 and we bump up Diaby to someone else, you think it makes sense getting rid of
Well,
Diaby or
it
no?
makes sense to bring in Mbemo, but Diaby does play. I think they play somebody good coming up, right? This fixture
yeah,
they have is a good
Nick.
I'll tell you
fixture.
now.
I
Burnley.
think is Burnley. So
Burnley,
he could very well do good. So
yeah. And then they
But
play
it's
Liverpool
not-
after though. They playing Burnley and
okay.
Liverpool.
Interesting.
And
But
then the
right now,
following
currently, Liverpool is not the best defensively. They're still sorting out the
True,
6 problem and stuff.
True.
So there's opportunity for Villa to score in that game. Don't get me wrong, I back my team to keep a clean sheet.
Of course.
There's opportunity for them to score a goal in that game. So Diaby maybe a quicker hold.
All right, so don't be too rash and hold on to the one. So I guess we don't have to spend our two.
That's the next thing. You don't have to spend the money on moving the Abbey, right? Free transfer moving the Abbey. But if you really want to get into Brentford, and the only option is to sell the Abbey, then you might as well, especially if you're trying to hold on to Rashford, right? But I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. Well, to us.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
up to us.
True.
Yeah. What do you think? And when with it?
I think he's worth it. I don't know.
7.9.
I think he's worth it.
And if their fixture run,
and he on penalties too.
yeah.
He is on penalties.
So
That's correct.
they're playing Palace next, and then they are playing Bournemouth, and then they are playing Newcastle. So that's not too bad.
So Palace are sticky in terms of I always think of Palace as having clean sheet potential.
Right.
I always think ever since they bought those 2 centre backs last season, Guy and Anderson, I always think as them having, and especially how Hudson back in the team, I always expect them to keep clean sheets for some reason because they're very rigid in the back. They don't give up chances that easily. So, but that being said, Brentford does create a lot from nothing. So, Mbemo would be a good shot.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I mean,
So, but it's a bit more all match, but then that's triple Brighton. So to get the diversity in there, and we're two more looking good. All right, I'll click on it, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Make transfers, confirm. Make sure and click anything else. Right, confirm transfers, and of course, guys, right. So let's make sure the team is configured because some of you all make your transfers right in there, and sometimes the automation of the website or the app didn't put in the one you brought in, so you have to please make sure. So we put in Gusto for Kabori. So we're playing 3-5-2, and I guess we put Kabori as our first start. How that sound?
Yeah.
All right. Of course, click the save button. Then you come back now to make sure your captain selected. So we're leaving Haaland.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because we want the 5-4 that everybody gonna get. Right.
He's gonna be like 194% effective ownership, by the way. It's gonna be crazy. If you don't have him, he's gonna be crazy around.
Yeah, it hurts you bad. Yeah.
Badly, yeah.
Right. So I think we good with this here. This is also, let's run through the setup. Make sure we get it. So Edison, Estupidi, and Gabriel Gusto. Starting with that. Or you want to start Kabori to be wild? What do you think?
Nah.
Right. Just joking. Right. And Wemo, Saka, Rashford, Salah, Matoma. We good there. I vice captain and Wemo. Who is the better vice captain shout? Saka?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Press your save button. Right. And then up top, We giving Joe Pedro one more chance against West
Yeah.
Ham. Joe Pedro and Haaland up top. And of course, the
Yeah.
bench is Turner, Kabori, first up, Obama, and Bulldog. So we happy with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think we just hit the hour mark, so we could close off there. Shamir, closing remarks and advice for game week 3.
Look up our article on Premier Fantasy Tools where we kind of talks about our transfer moves, our picks for game week 3. That should be dropping tomorrow. And
Beautiful,
just
beautiful.
keep in tune with us because plenty different views give you plenty opportunities to think about your transfers because you just stick to one thing. We talk about plenty different stuff, and if FPL is about fun and do we too strong up about effective ownership and how hard and so my 100% teams, right? If you don't want him, you don't have him. You go for it. You play your game how you want to play your game, right? And the day is all about you having fun, right? There's more than one way to score points. You find yours. You do your thing. Have fun, and they have fun, and always save your team before the deadline. Most importantly, yeah.
Agreed. Paul?
Yeah.
Well, the usual. Just make sure you get all the news before you make a early transfer. Make sure if you have a player who has a yellow, like let me say a Madison or who else? Madison is the only person comes to mind, but yeah, just using him as an example. Make sure you get all the
Trent,
news
if you have Trent. Yeah.
Trent, yeah, just make sure you get all the news first before you make decision or take it. Or to be hasty. There's other ways you could either put him on the bench if you find out there's just a minor injury, just be out for 1 week or something like that. You could just make sure and replace him with somebody off the bench, or you could do a transfer elsewhere that might be more pressing. But yeah, just always make sure you get all the news first before you make a quick rash decision that you might regret.
Right. And of course, our poll, we had wissa 57% and then 14% for the rest. When I asked you guys, who are you more inclined to bring in this game week, right? Wissa, Foden, March, or Nketiah, right? So wissa was the runaway favorite there. Of course, guys, just want to remind you guys, we are trying to get nominated for the Football Content Awards for Best New Content Creator. And of course, we turn our hats in Best in Fantasy Content. It's very simple. Go to the website here that I have up. You look for the category here, right? Best in New Content Creator. Come down the road here. And of course, you just type in the Fantasy Pavilion. You could also do it for Best in Fantasy Football as well. We appreciate your support, guys. Thank you very much for the... Oh, wow. Hold on before we roll out. Just now. And of course, my advice. Johnny, we are now about to end this stream, but we'll give us a quick plans and thoughts. Okay, us, Johnny? And not hearing us, right? So of course, guys, don't forget, click that subscribe button. Of course, like, share, send it amongst your friends. Check out our Instagram for weekly updates on everything that we do. And of course, thanks for helping us with the awards. And of course, look out for anything in F1 as well. Try and do something this week for F1 because this week we have the it resumed finally for all those who are suffering. We have to fix our team. Our team needs some desperate surgery. And of course, don't forget to click that save button. I mean, piece of advice all the time for playing fantasy. Always click that save button, right? Thanks to Shamir, Paul. The comment section was lit. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the next one. May your captain score a hat trick. May your striker score a hat trick. May defender keep a clean sheet. Goalkeeper save a pen if it's Ariola. And of course, we'll see you all in the next one, guys. Take care.